Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh by Shem Shai by Shem HaKadosh. God wanted the apostles and elders great millstone teaching us his truth. Peace and blessings to you, hopefully to Israel, and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in Hebrew. By Shem means the name, and Shai is the name of the unbegotten Son. Back in the lesson, and today you're going to be going to these robots that you see Esau is creating, which you see in this article right here. A humanoid, looking robot is able to, talk and move like a regular person. And ultimately, this is, towards a bigger agenda. These devils are not going to create these robots just to, bag groceries and, do the normal thing a person, can do. But it's how they, slowly usher it in, condition the people. But, pretty soon you have robots patrolling the streets, as you have, robot dogs, which you already see in articles and, videos of them patrolling the streets, in certain areas. And, this is just, a little taste of what they have in store, man. They're not even showing you what they have behind the scenes. But, like in a few movies, they'll show you like a little taste of what they have, and behind the scenes is it's a whole nother story, man. They're not going to reveal, their secret, so-called weapon. But let's continue on. It says, don't mess with the world's most advanced humanoid robot. New footage shows a mecha grabbing a researcher's hand as it enters their personal space. You also have tons of workers, people in the police, quitting their jobs because you see restriction mandates that they are implementing, to where you need to show proof that you've taken it to continue to work in, to go to your job. So, you have a lot of them leaving their jobs, and, you see those creating robots. So, it may, fill those spots, patrolling the streets. I mean, we'll ultimately see what this builds up to. But we're coming to some very terrible times, man. We're coming to some times that we have never seen before. So the world's most advanced humanoid robot has been unveiled in a UK lab. The bot, named Mecha, has eerily realistic facial expressions and movements. In the latest clip shared on YouTube, the robot takes umbrage at a nose poke. A researcher moves their finger closer and closer to a Mecha until the robot grabs the hand and moves it out of its face. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, knowledge shall be increased. Have these devils, creating a space force, laser weapons that can be shot, from space. You see them creating robots. And they're obviously not doing this just for, normal day use. There is a bigger agenda behind this, man. They have these devils trying to create super soldiers, trying to obtain immortality on the left-hand side through their technology. As you've seen these just many different movies. For example, Chappie, where they tried to, move the human consciousness, which is ultimately the spirit in the movie, being transferred into a robot body. But you see ultimately, what is leading up to. So the world's most advanced human robot can be seen, which I just read. So like an ad. It says, in the latest clip, the robot, which bears an uncanny resemblance to the terrifying creation in the Will Smith blockbuster iRobot, takes umbrage at a nose poke. And you see how that that movie went. They created those robots to, cook and clean, to guard over your home. And what happened? Those robots went crazy. They started, attacking people, a whole army is running down the streets. I mean, you've seen how it went, man. And they don't make these movies for nothing. But let's play this video if I can. I don't know if this is the video or not. Bear for a minute. That means that's the video. Links right here. There's an ad, but it says a researcher moves their finger closer and closer to a mecha until the robot grabs the hand and moves it out of its face. Engineered arts based on Cornwall has not revealed how much the robot cost to make, as it's still in development. Let's play this video. I mean, there you go.
He's just like your dog.
But let's move on to scriptures. Book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Wait till it refreshes. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, which the devil's talking about, Esau, Edom, this hook will wipe in the day. It's come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. These devils know they're running out of time, so I see them looking so desperate to put their plans into action, to get the people on board with their agenda. And as scripture says, they're going to come down with great wrath. You have them creating these robots, and they're just giving you a little glimpse and taste of what they have, man. Just like in these movies. For example, iRobot, how the robots went crazy, started attacking people, and you see in the movie Chappie, if you haven't seen that, I just, going back to what I was saying, how they're, also trying to obtain immortality on the left-hand side. By the way, their technology, trying to integrate, humans with technology, cyborgs, and just all that wickedness, man. And they're not just creating these robots just to, bag groceries and to do, the just daily things, man. Let's continue on. Isaiah 59:19 says, so shall I fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. So you have these devils coming down with great wrath, presumably to Revelation 12, and they're coming in like a flood, man. But Yahweh Shemashai is going to protect and take care of his elect, man. It says, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift a standard against him. So Yahweh Shemashai is going to lift that standard, man. Spiritual power. He could do, bestow spiritual power, upon his elect. Have the angels protect them. Which, Lord one were, of the number, man. Yahweh Ratzah. But, nothing is impossible for Yahweh Shemashai, man. The Lord's going to perform miracles, man. And those of us that continue to believe and call upon Yahweh Shem Shai and, endure unto the very end, Yahweh Shem Shai will protect, man. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. And Jake thinks their Glock, their guns can protect them. When you have military troops, robots come kicking down your door, throwing you to these FEMA camps, this what's coming, man. And they show you in these movies and TV shows, man. This is not a game. They don't make these movies for nothing, man. For going back for once again, iRobot. To create those robots to, do the basic things to help, old people, this and that. And, they started hurting people, roaming the streets by themselves. And all that, man. But as Daniel chapter 12 verse 4 says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. As this devil's blessing, Esau, Edom, is, the fatness of the earth, and the sword. And he is living by that sword, man. I mean, look at all the things he's doing today, and all these, weapons that he is creating, man. Jeremiah 30:7 says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. Read that one more time. So that none is like it. So we're coming to some times that we have never seen before, man. And you see all the, we look into history, and the scriptures, all the things that we went through as a people. And this is going to be worse than that, man. All the atrocities, all the, slavery, it's not really compared to what we're heading into. So the last for the day is great, so that none is like it. Go back to the beginning of the lesson, those creating robots, a space force to try to compete against Yahushua and the angels, in the chariots. Laser beam weapons, in space, being able to shoot down onto Earth, For example, the show Invincible, if you haven't seen that, there's a character Omni-Man, which is, the so-called villain in the movie, or in the show. And he gets, basically targeted by this gigantic laser beam, satellite from space, and he gets shot down onto him, man. And if you look closely, there's 144, on that satellite, man, in the show. But there's room for time. It's alas, for that day is great, so I know like it. It is even the times of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So we're heading to the times of our trouble, which, Jacob got his name changed to Israel. So it's ultimately talking about the 12 tribes, but specifically 2/3 of our people. But those of us that are in his truth will be tried and tested in these days to come also. So, but he shall be saved out of it. Yahweh Shai will take care of and protect his elect, as multiple scriptures go into, during this famine, and during these, many situations that we may get presented with and go through, thrown into prison to be tried 10 days, which, a certain period of time, Revelations 3 and 10, but Yahweh Shai will, protect his elect, and once again. But these are the last two scripts I got, and the ones that I find lessons. And a quick lesson going to these robots, and ultimately, what these devils are, what their goal is. So, but know this. It's like I was reading the New King James Version. This is King James. So this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So we're in some very terrible times, man. And this is just, another article. But I believe a lesson a few months back going to, these robot dogs that they have created, patrolling the streets. So this is just, another, example, for what's coming in the times that we're heading into. They're adding more self-checkout aisles, and a lot of people are losing their jobs, especially within the police force and, the military, because you need to take the juice to be able to continue on and be able to go to work. So to fill those spots, what do you think they're going to use, man? What do you think they'll be using to patrol the streets when they lock this place down, during martial law, 2 Ezra 15 and 17? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. The robot dogs patrolling the streets, as you've seen in a few videos. So what makes you think they're not going to do this coming to the times where people are going to be rioting and protesting when they shut this place down? What do you think is going to happen? Especially when they go door to door, checking who has taken it and not. But finish off with 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an revenge of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We see what his plans are, what he's, what he's trying to do. Going back to what I was saying, how they're not just creating these robots, spending millions of dollars just to, for the robot to bag groceries and, just not to be used, There's military robots that are able to shoot guns. There's drones that has guns on them. They're able to have 100% accuracy. I mean, what makes you think that is going to be different? But pretty much the point. The one is edifying. I'll close out when I give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, Ba'Shem Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders great millstone to teach us his truth, peace and blessings to all Israel, and shalom. See you in the next one.